according to the Hebrew calendar that I downloaded, Passover is next week. We just had Abib, which is the New Year. It's got me thinking about how here in the United States, the New Year's on January 1st. And then, of course, with me being the way that I am, I used to count my New Year on my birthday. And then when I started studying, I noticed there was already a New Year in the Bible. Now, I learned all this stuff like a long time ago. And I used to follow after like camps and stuff like that to keep up with the calendars. And I would notice that some camps they count based off of the moon.
If you are observing the Sabbath in the Most High's feast days, are you also observing the new moon festivals?
And then other camps, I don't know what they count based off of to figure out when the high holy days are. And so I just kind of decided to take the easy route and just download the, Hebrew calendar. And I'm not here to act like I'm a scholar. I'm not here to act like I have all the answers because I certainly don't. But I do know that when you follow after people, sometimes things can get a little shaky. I'm not one of those type of people that don't want to follow after anybody because I feel like I have all the answers. It's just that I'm not really into personalities. There's been a moray here and a teacher there and a preacher there, and even some Christian pastors are starting to keep the feast days.
Passover is for the Jews, and Pastor, we ain't no Jews. We're believers. So we don't keep Passover because that's Old Testament. It is Leviticus chapter 23 and verse number 5. And the Bible says that in the 14th day of the first month at even is the Lord's Passover. Okay. Paul Jr., you got to get this one. It did not say it was the Jews' Passover. So this Passover did not belong to the Jews. The Bible said it is the Lord's Passover.
Which is all well and good. But as for me, I'm starting to realize, like, even where I stay, here in the state of North Carolina, Christianity has a really strong hold on where I stay. Like a while ago, I was doing a video, like I made a short that kind of pieced together what each state is known for the Grammys. And I realized in the state of North Carolina, our state is known for Shirley Caesar. Her whole Hold My Mule song. Now I don't have anything against Shirley Caesar. I don't have anything against Christianity. But immediately I realized, like when I think about when I would leave the state and I would hang out with people from all over the country, when I tell them I'm from North Carolina, first thing they do is bring up Petey Pablo. Or they would be like, oh, you're from the Bible Belt, like instantly. I think North Carolina is mainly a faith selling state. I think that's where the social capital is here. And when I think about it, like I've bounced around the United States, I've lived in different states. And ultimately, I decided to settle here because look at it, it's tranquil. It's quiet. I know Charlotte tries to be a bustling city.
Get it. Get it. Get it. Yeah. Woo.
The fact that the police is stuck, yo. Stuck in the beach.
But it's not really. It's in my opinion, Charlotte is kind of a hot mess. Now, I love my city. I'm not here to talk down on my city. I'm just saying if you don't want all of the wild stuff that Charlotte comes with, you move out of the city. There are little towns on the outskirts, and it's very easy to tap into them. It's not like really, really big cities where it feels like no matter how far you go from the town, you're still in the town. Like Charlotte is that big. Like the downtown is small. It's so easy to stay here because the industry is all church. And church people, they don't really bother you, especially when you put that no soliciting sign on the door. And just to let people know, if you don't want a Jehovah's Witness knocking on your door, just put a no soliciting sign there.
I have a pamphlet here that will you.
I think they really care about stuff like that. It shoot off some Latter-day Saints too. But anyway, as far as the new year goes, I think about my new year first. I was born in December. So every time my birthday roll around, I do like an audit of what I did up until this point. And then I kind of do an audit of all my social relationships. And I'm like, I really dropped the ball on this one, or I really did well on this. I really do take time to look at myself objectively. Then you got January, which is, I guess you'll call it the Gregorian New Year. As always, there's always like Father Time and Janus, I think the goddess of good fortune, the two-faced thingy.
Welcome, Lady Luck.
Join us for the changing year. Prosperity awaits.
I haven't studied it in so long. It just never made sense to me to start the new year in the dead of winter. It just always bothered me. I was like, why start the new year in the dead of winter? But then I understood, Christianity is very in touch with pagan rituals, and paganism is worshiping of the sun. So of course you're going to start in the dead of winter, because that's when the sun is not shining. That's like the darkest time of the year. But Abib, though, the biblical New Year, that's when everything is alive. That's when all of the trees are coming back. They're starting to get some greenery. That's when the ground is starting to do its thing. Bugs are starting to come out. For me, that just made more sense. Like, even if I didn't study the Bible, it just made sense. Everything starts being alive. Like, the year should start with it being lively, right? So for my new year, my birthday, I do an audit. Then I examine myself. The January New Year, I acknowledge it because I live in the United States. In my opinion, the United States is a Christian nation. And I respect the laws of the land and all that good stuff. And then finally, you have Abib. And I'm doing the best I can to keep it. Even if I don't have like some high and mighty preacher telling me when it is, or some camp or some group, it just resonates with my soul so much this time of year. Like, I talk a lot about how I audit for my birthday, but for this time of year, it's like it's a brand new start. The whole world is starting over. And this is an opportunity for me to start over with it. So to everybody who celebrates Abib, Happy New Year. I know it was a week ago. And then to everybody who celebrates Passover, this is a really interesting time for us because you gotta know how to cook. Making unleavened bread is so easy, but it's something that you have to take time to do. And this is why, I'm kind of taking a minute. It's good to rest before you really appreciate something new.